Hey, yo, what is up, everybody? Coach Chad here, the CEO of the Next Level Coaching Academy. And I'm going to make this as optimistic as possible, but we are going to be talking about the recession today inside of this podcast. And the reason that I said I'm going to keep this optimistic is because this is a really, really amazing opportunity for leaders and for coaches. And I'll explain that opportunity right now. All right, so it is without question that the recession is definitely here. Whether the government wants to say that it's here or not, I know they kind of changed their rules on defining a recession. It used to be I think it used to be 2 quarters of a loss in GDP growth, and that's definitely what we've had, I think, since July. But now they switched the rules to saying that they will only tell you it's a recession. Like this council is what's now in charge of saying like, yep, we're in a recession, or no, we're not in a recession. So there's no like actual data that drives that decision anymore. It's just people that say yes or no. So that's a different topic for a different day. That's definitely not my thought process. We are definitely 110% in a recession, and it definitely is affecting our industry specifically. It's affecting a lot of different coaching businesses. And like I said, I'm going to put a positive spin on this. So here's the opportunity for business owners during a recession is there will be, and this is a doom and gloom thing to say, but there will be businesses that are wiped out. There will be online coaching businesses that get wiped out. And the reason that that is a great opportunity is because if you are extremely disciplined and you crush this recession on the back end of the recession, when the market comes back up, because it always does, right? Like this is not here forever, folks. Okay, this is not here forever. The United States market goes in ebbs and flows, right? There's really good times, there's bull markets, and there's really bad times. There's bear markets, right? And we're in a bear market right now. All right. But on the opposite side of this, there will be another bull market, and there will be a lot less coaching companies, which means the amazing opportunity that you have at your disposal right now is to make sure that you do things right over the next 6 to 15 months. So that on the back end of this, you are one of the companies that survive this and reap the reward of being able to capture more market share. And what I mean by that, just being as specific and blunt as possible, is as some of these coaching businesses fall off, right? Their clients have to go somewhere, right? And if there's less, there's more clients available now, and there's less coaching businesses. That means if you nail this, you have a massive opportunity to seize market share and take more of the pie, because there's less coaches. And when there's less coaches, there's clients aren't falling off, right? Like the clients will always be there. But if there's less coaching companies, that just means there's more opportunity for the ones that are able to withstand the tough times. So that's the opportunity that you have at hand. And that is the carrot that you should be dangling in front of your face throughout this very hard time. And this should be the motivation to stay very disciplined, because the big opportunity anytime there's a recession is to seize the market share from the individuals that just can't withstand the hard time. So first and foremost, understand the opportunity, get excited about the opportunity. Now let's talk about how to actually attack this. Okay, so there's going to be 2 things that I give you guys today. Sorry, 3 things that I'm going to give you guys today. One is the opportunity. You may have not have known that about a recession. So that's value point number 1. Value point number 2 is we're going to talk about how to approach this from a mindset standpoint. And then value point number 3 is we're going to talk about how to approach this from a strategical standpoint, more specifically the sales side of things, like the cash flow side of things, which obviously is a really important part of surviving a recession, right? Is making sure that you have cash flow. All right, but let's go ahead and talk about the mindset side first. All right. So there are 3 things that I am preaching to my team right now. And I have talks with my team about this probably 2 to 3 times a week. We talk about the recession. And I think having an open door policy with this is something that my team really, I wouldn't say enjoys, but respects, I would say. And from a leadership standpoint, it's felt very good to instill these values into our team during this very tough time. All right, so there are 3 things specifically that we are pushing right now as a leadership team, and I will make sure that I push these to you guys as well. All right, the very first thing is optimism. All right, and I'll come back to how I started the podcast. I made sure to tell every single person on my team about the opportunity that we have at hand. So we are all on on the same page of what's at stake here. All right, we are all at the same page of what needs to get done to reap the reward of this economic downturn. All right, so right off the bat, preaching the opportunity, hitting them with an optimistic viewpoint on how to look at this recession. All right, additionally, the second message that we are pushing internally inside of our company right now is we are reminding everybody of their why. All right, we are reminding everybody of their why. More specifically, their personal and professional whys. So like why they're working for NLCA in the first place. But additionally, we're also reminding them of the mission of NLCA, which is to change individuals' lives. All right, so more so than ever, we're sharing client wins, we're hyping up staff members, and we're really trying to create an optimistic culture for our team. All right, because if we can have optimism at a whole all-time high, and we can continue to remind individuals of the opportunity that's at hand, that's at stake here, right? Then those individuals will show up. They'll continue to work hard, and we'll continue to breed a really positive and solid culture. All right, so the first thing you have to do for yourself is you have to create optimism. You have to look at client wins, and you have to adopt the mindset of understanding the opportunity at hand and understanding why you are doing this and who you are doing this for. So continue to keep that in the forefront of your mind, and continue to keep that in the forefront of your space, right? Maybe you have Post-it notes down, right? Maybe you have posters on the wall. Maybe you have the background of your computer screen, right? You have your client wins or whatever's going to keep you in an optimistic mindset. But it's really important that you do keep yourself in an optimistic mindset, which means don't listen to the news, which means don't listen to anything negative, right? Continue to train and feed your mind with positivity and things that will keep you optimistic. All right, so that's the first mindset thing that we are preaching is optimism. The second thing that we are preaching is discipline, doing the basics well. During a time like this, during a recession, it's not going to be the fancy, grandiose ideas that set you apart from everybody else. It's not going to be the visionary, right? It's going to be the implementer. It's going to be the individual that is extremely disciplined and detail-oriented throughout this time. In two things, in their role within the company, but also within their personal life as well. So things you have to get really good at right now is you have to flex your discipline muscle, which if you're listening to this, you are likely a fitness coach, which means you should have a pretty strong discipline muscle, right? You do it with your diet, you do it in the gym, right? And we have to carry that discipline muscle over into our business. All right, we have to make sure that we're following up with our leads. We have to make sure that we're harnessing our skills and sharpening our axe in objection handling and sales and lead generation and marketing, right? We have to make sure that we are disciplined with doing all the right things on a consistent daily basis, and we cannot let up on that. All right, the most disciplined individuals are going to be the ones that win during this time, and that's both in your business but also in your personal life as well. Right, taking care of your mind, like we talked about. Listen to positivity. Listen to things that will improve your skill set. Focus on skill sets that are weak, right? If you don't feel like you're very good at objection handling, every single day you should be practicing objection handling. All right, in addition to being disciplined in your mind, you got to be disciplined in your body. All right, I've been on a weight loss journey. I'm down 20 pounds, right? I'm focused on putting good things into my body. I'm focused on, cardio. I'm focused on weightlifting. I'm trying to train my body. I'm trying to make sure it's sharp so that I have the energy to be disciplined in my business. All right, so continue to train your mind, continue to train your body. Additionally, rest. Make sure that you are rested. Make sure you are recovered. Make sure you are getting good sleep every single night. In bed by 9:30, up at between 5 and 6, right? I'm disciplined with my sleep, not just the total amount of hours that I'm sleeping, but also when I'm going to bed and when I'm waking up. Create disciplined routines for yourself during this time. And I promise if you lean into this muscle, if you lean into this discipline muscle, that will carry you through this next 6 to 15 months or however long the recession is. Traditionally, they're 6 to 15 months. Okay, so that's the second thing that we're preaching. The third thing that we are preaching is go the extra mile. All right, got to go the extra mile. All right, the companies that do succeed here will be the most optimistic ones, will be the most disciplined ones, but also will be the ones that go the extra mile. And it's not going the extra mile on the grandiose ideas like we talked about before. It's going the extra mile on doing the fundamentals in business and doing the basics, right? It's working the leads, right? It's following up with the leads, it's closing the deals, it's giving your clients great service, it's marketing, right? All the basic things. You don't have to do anything fancy in business right now. You got to get yourself out there. You got to market. You got to work the leads, lead generation. You got to close the leads. If you don't close the leads, you got to follow up with the leads, right? Once you follow up the leads, you got to give them great service. You got to retain your clients, and you got to put all of those things on a continuum. All you have to do is the basics really damn well. And you got to go the extra mile. What does that mean for us? All right. What are we preaching internally right now? What we're preaching internally right now is it's going to require 2 times the effort to get the same result. I'm going to say that one more time. During a time like this, it's going to require 2 times the effort to get the same result. So what that means, and what we're strategically telling our staff members, is send the extra follow-up. Make the extra random follow-up call, like pick up the phone, dial, call the individual that you're trying to get a hold of, right? Send the extra free resource to that individual. Send an extra testimonial to a prospect, right? You got to get creative with doing the basics well. You got to get creative in your marketing. You got to get creative in your lead generation. You got to get creative in your sales process. You got to get creative in your follow-up process. You got to treat your clients with 5-star service, right? In all of these basic endeavors, take it up a notch. Go the extra mile. All right, so those are the 3 key mindset things that we're preaching to our team right now: optimism, discipline, going the extra mile. Okay, I want to leave you with 4 tactical, strategical things that you guys can do in your sales process specifically. All right, what does a recession mean? It means that sales are probably down. All right, I'm not going to talk about servicing your clients. This goes without saying. During a recession, no matter if it's a recession or not a recession, you got to give your clients the best possible service. Even more so, right? You got to go the extra mile during this time, even with your client base, because they're going to be making financial decisions, and you do not want them to say, well, this isn't worth the money, and they ask to cancel, and they say, I'd rather just save the $300 to $500 that I'm paying, and I just want to cancel. The way that you can eliminate that is going the extra mile, which just means extra check-ins, right? Which just means maybe extra customization on their workouts, right? Just doing the little things, checking in with them, building the relationships. Those are the things that are going to set you apart here. But like I said, I want to give you some sales advice here. Okay. So number 1, I would highly recommend that you partner up with a financing company. So we're partnered up with a financing company called SweetPay. All right, what SweetPay can do is it helps individuals with poor financial situations or poor credit get into our program. All right, they can get approved for one of 2 things. The first option is a full loan. So SweetPay will fund them the full loan. They can join the program. They pay SweetPay back over a period of 3 to 5 years. The second option is they would get an installment plan, which means they would take our payment plan amount and stretch it out over 12 months, and it would just require them to put 5% down. All right, this has been massively beneficial for any individual who has struggling credit or struggling financial situation get into NLCA. If we did not have this, it would be very hard for us to sell individuals during this time. So I highly, highly recommend that you reach out to a company called SweetPay and partner with them as a third-party vendor for your potential prospects and clients. Okay. The next thing that I think you're going to need is you're going to need ambassadors. All right. There's definitely a podcast that I've done on this. And I believe it's like, if you want to increase your close rate by 10%, do this. I forget what episode number it is, but if you can scroll through and find that one, I would highly recommend that you find that one, because I talk about how to strategically do this. But what an ambassador is you probably just need about 3 to 5. These are going to be rock star clients of yours that are willing to hop on the phone with people who are on the fence and help answer any questions to potentially push them over. All right, so we have 5 of these individuals, and anybody that we can't close on the call, we'll invite them and say, hey, would you like to speak with one of our clients? And then we link up the ambassador, and the prospective client, and they get on a phone call and they just ask any questions in a non-sales related situation. And that's been massively beneficial for us, right? Because like I said, it takes the sales pressure away. It allows them to speak with somebody who's done the program and answer any of those questions. So that'd be the second thing that I suggest that you do. All right, the third thing that I would suggest that you do is you get very, very good at your follow-up process. All right, so our follow-up process, we are reaching out to individuals every single day that have gone on a call with us. All right. The way that we approach follow-ups is it's very value-based. All right. So we're giving them free resources. We're showing them testimonials, right? Yes, sure. We're asking if they're ready to get back on the phone, but we're doing all of this through value. All right. And there's no like real strategic thing on this other than just being disciplined with it. Right. So have a routine for it. Maybe you hit your follow-up list 3 times a week. If you don't have a follow-up list, create a follow-up list, right? But I would hit that at least 3 times a week. Maybe it's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Maybe it's a Sunday, Tuesday, Saturday or Thursday or whatever, right? Just make sure you're hitting your list at least 3 times a week. We are very damn good at that. And I'd say about 50% of our overall sales come from long-term follow-ups. All right. The last thing I'm going to suggest, actually, sorry, I have 2 more suggestions. One of the last things I'm going to suggest from a sales standpoint is if you're listening to this and you have sales reps, I would highly recommend that you step back in and start taking sales calls. All right. I did this late September, early October, and it's made a massive difference for our company. Is it the most ideal? No. Does it take me away from like other things in the business? Yes. But the most important thing during a recession is making sure that your business has cash flow. Because if it doesn't have cash flow, you don't have a business. All right. So if that means that I need to go in and take 5, 6 calls a day, I'm going to fucking do it. Right. And I think that's a very important thing that you need to develop right now is you need to become a real true leader. And a real true leader will do anything, will make any sacrifice in order to make sure that the mission is pushed forward. So if that means taking calls, fuck it, you're going to have to take calls. All right. Last thing I'm going to say, and this kind of piggies back off of what I just said before. If you do have a team, if you do have staff members that you manage, don't be afraid to talk to them about the recession. All right. Originally, like in July, I was like, should I talk to them about the recession? Should I not talk about the recession? And I was like, fuck it. One of our company tenets is truth first, which just means being open and honest. And I said, fuck it. I'm going to tell them exactly about the recession. And it's been a continued conversation that we have, I would say on a weekly cadence, sometimes even multiple times a week, depending on the department that we're talking to. And I think it's been massively beneficial. I think it's a good flex of your leadership skills, but 2, I think it's what your team needs. And like I said, to be a good leader, you need to do what your team needs. And if that means that they need to be constantly talked to about what's going on, if they need to be filled in, they need to be talked to about how to approach this from a mindset standpoint and a strategic standpoint, that's where you come in. All right. That's everything I got for today. That's the state of the union of the online fitness coaching space. The recession is definitely here. Those that are most disciplined are going to reap the reward of the potential opportunity that is at hand, which is there will be a lot of coaching companies that fall. There will be a lot of coaching companies that go under. If you are the most disciplined, you will survive, and you will pick up a large portion of market share on the back end of this. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.